A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development on the international stage, President Donald Trump is preparing for a pivotal virtual meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy and leaders from various NATO countries. This virtual assembly is set to take place on Wednesday, just 2 days ahead of a highly anticipated summit between Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. The stakes are high as the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine enters its 4th year, and the world watches closely to see how these leaders will navigate the complexities of diplomacy and war. Zelenskyy is currently in Berlin, where he is collaborating with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. The German government has confirmed that this meeting aims to amplify the voices of European and Ukrainian leaders who feel sidelined in the upcoming summit. Merz has organized a series of virtual discussions to ensure that their concerns are addressed before the critical talks in Alaska. During these discussions, Zelenskyy is expected to express the urgent need for a unified front among Ukraine and its allies to exert pressure on Russia to cease its invasion. In a statement shared on social media, he emphasized, "Pressure must be exerted on Russia for the sake of a fair peace. We must learn from the experience of Ukraine and our partners to prevent deception on the part of Russia. There are currently no signs that the Russians are preparing to end the war." The upcoming summit is seen by Trump as an opportunity to gauge Putin's seriousness regarding the cessation of hostilities. He described the meeting as a feel-out session, where he hopes to assess the Russian leader's intentions. However, Trump's previous remarks have raised eyebrows among European allies, particularly his suggestion that Ukraine may need to relinquish some territory controlled by Russia. This has led to concerns that any negotiations could favor Moscow if Ukraine is not adequately represented. Zelenskyy has made it clear that any discussions about Ukraine's future must include Ukraine itself. He warned, "Talks about us, without us, will not work," underscoring the importance of Ukrainian involvement in any peace negotiations. European nations share this sentiment, fearing that Putin's agenda could lead to unfavorable concessions for Ukraine if Kyiv is excluded from the dialogue. In a show of support, Merz has pledged to assist Ukraine in developing its own long-range missile systems, free from Western-imposed restrictions. This move comes as Ukraine continues to defend itself against Russian aggression. Zelenskyy has indicated that his government has engaged in over 30 conversations with international partners in preparation for the summit, but he remains skeptical about Putin's willingness to negotiate in good faith. As the world anticipates the outcome of the Trump-Putin summit, many are questioning whether it can lead to a resolution of the ongoing conflict. Former NATO Deputy Supreme Allied Commander Europe, General Sir Richard Shiref, expressed doubt about the meeting's potential to bring about peace. He stated that for the war to end, Russia must recognize Ukraine's sovereignty and the legitimacy of its government under Zelenskyy. Shiref emphasized the need for NATO and the United States to adopt a strategic approach that acknowledges the significance of Ukraine's security, suggesting that Ukraine's membership in NATO could be a crucial factor in deterring further Russian aggression. He warned that any compromise reached now might only delay the inevitable continuation of conflict. As the summit approaches, the logistics of the meeting are still being finalized, with Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Alaska confirmed as the venue. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt described the meeting as a listening exercise for Trump, highlighting the need for a clearer understanding of how to resolve the ongoing war. Critics, however, argue that Trump has not adequately listened to the concerns of Ukraine and its allies, particularly regarding Putin's unyielding demands. Trump's optimism about the meeting being constructive has been met with skepticism, particularly in light of his previous comments regarding Ukraine's territorial concessions. The international community is left wondering if this summit will pave the way for a viable peace process or if it will further entrench the divisions that have fueled this devastating conflict. As Zelenskyy and European leaders prepare for their virtual discussions, the urgency for a coordinated response to Russian aggression has never been more apparent. The outcome of the Trump-Putin summit could have far-reaching implications, not only for Ukraine, but for the security of Europe and the broader international order. In a world increasingly defined by geopolitical tensions, the stakes could not be higher as these leaders navigate the complex landscape of diplomacy, war, and the quest for peace. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.